Hello and welcome to another short episode of Motors for the Masses, and in this episode I thought I'd address something that a lot of you have been asking about, and that is, please bring us up to speed on what's happening with your projects and your bikes, because we're all confused. So that's what I'm here to do. We're going to go through what projects we've got on the go, what stages they're at, what's going to happen, and what bikes I currently have. So let's roll the intro and get cracking. So let's start with Bob. Now hopefully you've been following the progress of Bob and you know where we're up to. If you don't, we have taken a Sinister Cruise Star 125 and we're turning it into a bobber. Now of course we've removed all the back gubbins and we've put on a new seat. We've got the new mudguard with the twists in, the new light that's going on. The tank is going to be stripped down and we'll be revealing the colour in the next episode. We put on a brand new carb and a new filter, and I've cut the side panels out with the vents like so. We've got new handlebars on and we've got new grips going on, new front mudguard, and we'll be stripping down and painting that, and it's not going to be too long before this bike's going to be finished, so stay tuned for further episodes on that. All right, let's move on to something else. So my 1978 Honda 404 Cafe Scrambler, as so named by myself. Well, hopefully you remember this bike because this was the one we did from start to finish. And if you can't remember it, here's a picture of it before and after. And you may be thinking to yourself, where's the tank and the seat? Well, there is a slight issue, and that is that the fourth cylinder is playing up. We don't know if it's the cylinder or the carb. Now the carbs have been taken apart and cleaned and rejetted with new floats and everything, and it still is playing up. So it fires great on 3 cylinders, then the fourth one kicks in and then it's a bit fluffy. So we're still investigating that. Unfortunately, time has meant not a lot of progress has been made recently on this one. However, we're not going to use it until the summer. Well, I'm not going to use it until the summer anyway, so there's no major urgency on this bike. Other than that, it's lovely, and I love it. Yeah. And next we have Malcolm's Sukida 125, and this is the first project we undertook. And this is from the video that has made us over 1 million views. So thank you very much for that. This bike still runs fine. The only issue is that he's trying to make it look more of a brat than anything else. It's taken ages to get a bit of rust going on the tank because he wants to rust up the tank with the colour showing underneath and then lacquer it as it is. That's taken a while because this tank just doesn't seem to want to rust, which is good, but annoying. So yeah, this bike isn't really used because Malcolm passed his big boy bike test and he's using his Thundercat. So yeah, not a lot happens with this, it just sits here at the moment. It will get done, but it's not a priority. So that brings me neatly onto this, Malcolm's other project, and this is Malcolm's Mark II Cortina. And this has taken a bit of a back seat because Malcolm isn't around much. He's busy doing other stuff or suffering from MFDS, man's fake disease syndrome, or something similar. But anyway, this is a Mark II Cortina that has an Escort Zetec 1.6 litre engine in, and he's doing various bits to this. And the last thing you saw was him sorting out the back suspension. I'll show you what he's doing to the axle, shall I? So Malcolm has painted the axle like so, and he's changing the diff for a different one that has better gearing and makes it go better. That means he will get better top end, but not so good acceleration. But let's be honest, with a Zetec engine in that Cortina, it's probably going to have decent acceleration anyway, which is like acceleration, but slightly more complicated. So sticking with cars for just a second, that brings me on to my 1971 Mach 1 Mustang. And this one, again, just waiting for Malcolm to have some time. And then we can get the engine in. So under there is my 7.2 litre V8 modified engine, and that will go in here, my 1971 Mustang. And then once the engine's in, we can concentrate on getting the gearbox in and making the prop shafts, or getting the prop shaft made, and then sorting out the suspension, the brakes, the interior, which I have all around. I'm surrounded by bits that will go in this car, and lots of bits at home. And then it'll be ready to drive once it's been sprayed, dark metallic purple, I might add. So yeah, there you go, my Mustang. Right, let's do another bike. Well, other bikes that I own at the moment are my Kawasaki Z1000, and here it is pictured here. And my Triumph Speed Triple, here it is pictured here. And my Golf FB Mondial pictured here, which of course we did ourselves. They don't come like that. Then we've got the Ford Fiesta project, and we'll clue you in on what we're going to be doing on that in later updates. But let's just say we're torn between making it look decent and getting rid of it, or turning it into something rather special, involving rallying. That's all I'm going to say at this stage. Oh, by the way, here it is, if you don't remember it. There's only a couple of episodes ago that we introduced it, and here's Malcolm driving like a bell end. And that brings me nicely on to my latest project. Now, I know what you're thinking. Haven't you got enough projects going on? Well, yes, okay, I get it. But I like to be kept busy. And this sort of happened upon me at a great price of just £450. And I couldn't say no. Once I've got the bike, there's no rush on it. But I've got plans. And let's just say it isn't going to look the same as what it looks like now. I'm hoping you'll think it looks better. Obviously, I don't like doing things conventional. I like to do something different and a bit special, so I'm hoping you're going to like it. But there are plans afoot, and we'll reveal more in future episodes of that. Don't be alarmed, it's not going to be project here, project here, project here, project here. But it is going to be ongoing projects, and we like to be different and varied. So this is something myself and Jamie are taking on as a project, and I think it's going to look pretty damn cool. What is it? It's this. It is a 1994 Honda NTV650 V-twin. I paid £450 for it. It runs, it rides, it has been off the road for many years. Now, this bike only came back today. Chris has been down to the south of England and picked it up for me. We're not going to run it yet because it's got old stale fuel in it and we don't want to shove that through the system. So we haven't had a chance to run it yet, and the battery is dead. Other than that, we know it runs because I've heard it running, and we actually ran it on a bottle earlier. And I apologise, I can't do it now. But trust me, it runs. But you'll see a lot more on this in future episodes. There's going to be episodes of us getting the bike back to decent standard, and then on to the modifications. And as I say, we'll come on to those in future episodes. So there you go. That's all the projects I have at the moment. I know there are many, but I think it makes it interesting and more fun. So that's all we have time for this episode. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back next time, more on Project Bob, and we've got episodes coming up on a new WK650 and Benelli 752. That's coming soon as well. And we've got the new Bullet Blue Rocks, the 250 V twin and the 125. So watch out for those episodes as well. And of course, we'll have lots more coming like we always do. So thank you very much for joining me. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe and all that gubbins like we usually say. And until next time, please ride and drive carefully, but have fun. Bye-bye.